Have you ever wondered what the point of restorative yoga is? Have you seen these practices and just thought it looks like a bunch of people laying down on the floor draped over pillows? If so, it's important for you to know that you're not alone. So let's take a little bit of time and really explain what the purpose of restorative yoga is so that you can not only appreciate it, understand the benefits, but hopefully start to integrate it as part of your own home weekly practice. So in restorative yoga, we use props. Generally speaking, we use a bolster, but if you're at home and you don't have a bolster, you can replace that with a pillow or even a stack of pillows. And then we'll bring in blocks and sometimes straps. The purpose of restorative yoga is to drop you into a deep state of rest, relaxation, and rejuvenation. The idea of this practice is not to have any stretch, but to experience the deepest release possible. Now, you might wonder what the point of that is. Why would you integrate that into your weekly practice? If you're not increasing flexibility, strength, or endurance, why would this be part of what we include here? Well, most of us spend the majority of our lives in a heightened state of stress, in what's called the sympathetic side of the nervous system. We live in a time where there's a 24/7 hour news cycle and an inundation of information coming not just from cell phones, but from other people. As a result, we move from task to task at a pace that's unlike any other in recorded history. This leaves our minds inflamed as well as our bodies. And what we know now is that the majority of diseases aren't things that we catch, but they're things that we contract from spending too much time in a heightened state of stress. So when you come into a practice like this, the idea is for you to find a place where you can drop into a completely receptive state, where you're not trying to get deeper into a pose, you're not trying to stretch anything. And inside of that, as you maybe close your eyes, as you maybe put a blanket over the body, as you warm yourself and you settle in, you shift to what's called the parasympathetic side of the nervous system. And when you make this shift, your sleep improves, your digestion improves. We start to see reductions in all different kinds of diseases. Science is now showing us that the more time we spend in the parasympathetic side of the nervous system, the less rates of heart disease we see, and even lower rates of cancer, and especially lower rates of autoimmune disorders. So while I don't expect for restorative yoga to be your main practice, I would love for you to consider injecting it into your week maybe 2 or 3 times. I've kept these practices short. Usually they're around 30 minutes, so that you can do a 60-minute power yoga practice and then add on 30 minutes of restorative yoga. This is a practice that you can do at any point in time in life. When you're sick, when you're pregnant, or even at the times when your energy is at its lowest or you're going through some of the hardest times in life, like grief or major transition. It's important for you to know that you have access to your yoga practice no matter what's going on in your life. Maybe you've injured your body in some way and you can't move the way that you're used to. You can do restorative yoga, that there will always be a place for you to receive the benefits of getting on your mat, of turning inward and tuning into your breath. There's so much more to say about the deep gifts of this practice, but let's go ahead and let's share it. I'd love to invite you to make a commitment right now to doing some restorative yoga this week. Even if you find just one place in your schedule, can you make the promise to yourself to give yourself the gift, like an inoculation against stress, like preventative medicine, to take care of yourself now before it's too late. Don't wait until you get sick. Don't wait until something happens. Don't wait until you're too overwhelmed. Let's start now, and let's make this promise together. I look forward to practicing with you and restoring for ourselves and for the sustainability of our inner life, our outer life, and our community.